I'm going to show you two things on my Teri's Table Substack. First is a Baja taco wrap, and the exact same thing, but in a salad in case you don't want to do the wrap. Let's go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just, oops, that's a little hotter than I thought. Pick it up. If ever your pan's a little hotter than you want it to be, just pick it up. These are real cooking moments. And then what I'm going to do is once this is melted, I'm going to add the corn. We're just barely cooking it, and we're making a nice little corn salsa. Now you could do some things like buy rotisserie chicken and not marinate and grill it. You could buy a corn salsa. You could just do sauteed corn. There's so many different ways, and just feel free to make things a bit easier and get something store-bought. And when I say salsa, I'm not actually saying the right thing. It's esquite. But it doesn't mean you couldn't get something at the store that is like a corn salsa and add this to the dish. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is just salt it. And I just love it. I love these little bags because they're just kind of like easy to use, and I love the fine ground. I mean, I like the gray also. It's so wonderful, like when I'm doing a loaded water, but for every day, I love this. So before I finish this, it's a little warm and I don't want to put the mayonnaise in, so I'm gonna set that aside. Sometimes when we're doing a recipe, we've already done it. We've sent it to our recipe tester because she'll be like, oh, you put that in warm or this or that. But then even when we get back and get it, we're still making edits. We've still found like 3 edits. And that is how recipe testing goes. It's actually a lot of work. So, by the way, I have my green drink here, which I am loving so much. I wanted to make this a high protein dressing. So what we're doing is we're taking cottage cheese. We've got chipotle, which is lovely. And then I think we'll do a little sprinkle of salt. And then what we'll do is in the end, I'm gonna see what the consistency is, and then I'm gonna add a little water. I'll show you. So you wanna add the water because you don't want it you want it thick enough because it's going in a lettuce wrap, but I just tasted it and I was like, I feel like it needs like a tiny bit of sweetener. So I'm going to put, just like, that's probably not even a teaspoon, that's maybe half a teaspoon. And that's why it's really important to try your food. It doesn't even matter. Don't worry about that. We'll ignore that. It doesn't even really matter what it says. If you taste it and it doesn't seem quite right, then what you have to do is absolutely try it. We've got a lot of things going on here today. So we've got mayonnaise, and it's actually very little. It's just to give this a little bit of creaminess. When I first sent it to the recipe tester, she goes, oh, I think that's gonna make it too heavy. And I said, no, actually, when you measure this and you put it in and you add the other things, it's really not going to be. It's going to be just kind of very light. We're adding some tahini, and I mean, you can get to the recipes, so don't worry. Some cotija cheese and sprinkle of salt. And then we're gonna mix it all up and it's gonna be so fabulous. You can do it in the wrap, but you can also just do it in the salad. Do you hear all my birds? The birds love me. I feed my birds. Okay, so this is hot. It's gonna be 6 to 8 minutes aside. I stuck the extra one in there, flaring up a little bit. And then what I'm gonna do is flip it, and then I'm gonna end up putting it on the other side. Here we've got it. Look how lovely they look. Now this is not on over here. So what I'm gonna do is put this over here. I think they're nearly done though. So I'm gonna get the thermometer and just try and see, because that might have been enough time. Oh, that one isn't, but the rest are. So what happens is I touch these and these felt done to me, and guess what? They were. So grills aren't always just exactly the temperature you want. And that's why it's important to read a recipe, but it's also important to be able to cook with your eyes and your ears and to make really good decisions. The other one needs a little more time. This first, you really look for like a really full head. I always feel like a traditional grocery store is better than like Whole Foods for this particular dish. But I love Whole Foods for many, many things. Then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut that core off. We're gonna loosen this up a little bit by putting it here. And we're just gonna let it kind of sit in the cold water and let it loosen up a little bit. I'm gonna get this out of here. It's the first time I've done it this way. We've never done it this way, but Lily tried it last time and I think it's kind of fun. So what I wanna say is, I've already eaten some of the chicken. It is so delicious. In the wrap, I don't want just like little shredded pieces of chicken. So I want it thin, but I want like nice pieces that I can put in the wrap. And remember, this can absolutely be a salad also. So I think the water is like magnificent. It's just a great little hack.
That came right off.
Yep. And now we're gonna do the other ones. Yeah, it's just, this one is a little ripped already. Yep. Looking good, but we could still use that, especially if we did 3. And then what you do is you just go around. It's coming off easily, but you kind of like loosen each place. You kind of loosen each place. Okay, here, I think we got it. Yep, and look at that, that's spectacular. Love it. So here we are, we got all of these off. I'm so excited with the bowl of water. And they've been washed, and now we are ready to put these in pairs and making a sandwich. I've taken them, I've picked a couple, and I've nestled one inside of the other. We've got these nice and washed, which you have to do gently. And then always salt your greens, because all vegetables, including greens, love salt. Something I learned from my mom. So I'm gonna start with the chicken. You can put plenty in, as much or as little as you want. I'm gonna do some dressing. You might put dressing on 2 places. Then the cabbage. Okay. Then I'm gonna put marinated onions, because you wanna think of dressing the greens, the cabbage. By the way, you can do this in any darn order that you want, as long as you start with sprinkling with the salt. So we're gonna put some avocado on. I think it's about 4-ish slices. Then I'm gonna put the corn. So you're really kind of dressing it, because there's some dressing here. There's some in the, the cotija cheese. But you know what I'm gonna do, because I like to alternate colors? Let's put the cilantro. You can also use chives if you're an anti-cilantro person. There's the cotija. And then maybe just a little more dressing on top. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watering. I can't wait to get rolling. I'm on top. Okay, and then what we do, we've got our parchment paper, and we start to roll. You fold these in, you start to roll, okay? And then the thing about it is you need the paper, because this doesn't naturally stay together. Some people are like, oh, why do you waste the paper? You need the paper. Think of it as an egg roll where you're not eating the wrapper. Hang on one second, I'm gonna wipe off my hands and keep going. Keep going until you get to the end. And then we've done it pretty much in the middle. What you're gonna do is, I like to twist. I'm gonna twist this other. I don't have the right knife, but it's okay. I like my bread knife for this moment. And then you're gonna cut it in half. Knife is kind of important. You need something that can like kind of saw. And there it is. And then what I wanna show you is, people are like, what do you do with the paper? I just kind of fold down some of the paper, okay? And then you take a bite, okay? Should I take a bite of the whole thing? Let's see. It's really good. It's totally delicious. Can't wait for you to try it. Now you can take everything here and make a fabulous salad, and I may show you how to do that. Now I just want to show you with some of the leftover lettuce, and I put the cabbage in. I'm going to start with salting my greens, and I'm going to start by adding this right away, some marinated onions. By the way, you could chop this up, and that would be lovely also. So it's just like partially dressing it with the olive oil mixture. You should be making my marinated onions if you're not, because they are fabulous. So one thing to know is I had not planned to do this at all, but as long as I have the supplies, I just want to show you, if you're like, I can't get the lettuce wrap, you can simply make this into a salad with iceberg or any lettuce that you want. And we got this beautiful escute, and I've got the avocado, and I'm gonna do lime, and then I'm gonna do the dressing. I think there's enough cotija cheese in this esquite that I don't think we actually need to put any more in. So what I'm gonna do is do the dressing, and then optional cilantro, and then let's toss it all together. I do feel that I'm forgetting something, but I may not be.
Is there chicken in there?
Oh my gosh, thank you. Yeah, there is something I'm forgetting. Oh, it's the thing right in front of me that I just cut myself. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Senior moment. That's all we can say.